All right, are you guys ready to make some pie? I am making some healthier pie today, and I'm really excited to get started. So I'm gonna give us a few minutes to just log on so we can join. I'm super excited. Okay, so today what we're doing is we are making a savory pie because as a dietitian, I'm sure that you can imagine I am not very good at making sweet, delicious, decadent pies, but I am always good at figuring out what to do with vegetables. So we're gonna do that today. I'm really excited that you're here. If you have any questions, please throw them in. We can talk about, any of these ingredients. And I'm excited to be here with Wholesome, who is the whole reason behind this delicious galette that we're making. So what I'm doing today is I am making a caramelized onion roasted Brussels sprout galette, which is basically, in my mind, an open-faced pie. So there's just a bottom. And it is delicious, and it's something that I'm really excited to do because I could easily, you can make this in under an hour, but I can easily bring this to a holiday party. I can serve this for guests, cut this up into pieces, and I can also serve it for dinner or breakfast, and everybody knows how much I love leftovers, so seriously, this could go for any meal. So I've done a lot of the prepping because there's a lot of chopping and sauteing that goes on. So I've done most of the prepping today, but we are using Wholesome's new organic pie dough, which I'm super excited about. It makes making a pie really easy because I'm definitely never going to make my own pie crust. I make a lot of things, but making my own homemade pie crust, definitely not gonna happen. So what's awesome about this is organic, it's also vegan, it's ready to eat, and it's basically made with ingredients that you would find in your pantry. So you'd probably find them in my pantry. I'm just not gonna throw them together to make a pie crust. So this lives in my freezer, and when I'm ready to make a pie or make a quick dinner or bring something to a guest's house, I take one out and it is there for me. So super excited. It's ready to roll and ready to use. And each package has the amount of pie dough for like a full pie if you want to do a bottom and a top. I'm just doing a bottom in this one because as a dietitian, I'm going to keep it a little bit lower carb because we've got a lot of other things to splurge on this holiday season. So I know we're super busy. It's the holidays, so thank you for joining me today. And let's get started. So I have let my pie dough thaw, and we're gonna roll that out to get started in this. What I did want to tell you is that you can find this pie dough in the freezer section at Mom's or Lazy Acres, Lassen's, or Giant's. But if those locations aren't near you, then you can also find it on their website, Wholesome's website and their Shopify. And what's amazing is that they are giving us all a discount today, 40% off, which is huge. With a code that I'm going to put into my link in bio, but I'm also just going to let you know what it is now in case you want to write it down. It's WWLaunch SOC 40. So you can put that in their Shopify account to get 40% off. That offer is through March, which is amazing. And pies aren't just for the holiday season. Well, sweet pies probably are, but pies really aren't just for the holiday season. You can make this for a meal. You can make a quiche out of it. You can make, breakfast, keep a frittata in the fridge or in the freezer. So I'm just gonna dust my countertop because my countertop's marble with some flour because when you roll out your pastry or pie dough, you don't want it to stick. And then because I brought this to room temperature, I'm gonna kind of flatten it out a little bit. In the original recipe, it calls for a double pie crust on the bottom, but again, I'm always gonna try to make this healthier, so not too many carbs, too much, in each bite, but we wanna savor it and enjoy it, and we wanna keep it nice and healthy. So I'm gonna just do a single pie crust on the bottom, and I'm rolling this out to about 13, 14 inches. And it's super easy to roll. You can see that this pie dough, once it is thawed, is so easy to roll out. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can use a wine bottle, which I'm sure many of us have around during the holiday season. So you can use a wine bottle. So I'm just gonna make it nice and thin and oops, I'm not gonna rip it. I'm gonna roll it out because then we're gonna kind of fold it over and make it look really pretty. So I'm gonna take this prepared baking dish, and I've preheated my oven to 400. So I'm gonna take this prepared baking dish, baking sheet, and I'm gonna put the pie dough on it. So this is now ready to go into the oven once we top it, which is amazing. So what I wanted to let you all know is, how convenient and busy I cook, like quick and dirty. So this recipe, I use one pan, okay, for all the vegetables that I cooked, and then I'm not even using like an extra plate to kind of bake it. So this is super easy, low cleanup, and easy prep. So the reason why I'm doing this is because with the holidays, right, we want to get our vegetables in, but sometimes you're not going to have a salad or something of that nature. So I love making a side dish that tastes really decadent and that has really nutritious vegetables in it. So for this galette, I have used onions, caramelized onions, which are naturally sweet, and Brussels sprouts, right? So those are two really healthy ingredients. And then, because we don't want to be too healthy, there's the delicious pie crust, which is organic and vegan, but also I'm adding cheese. If you want to keep the whole thing vegan, you can use a plant-based cheese, or you can use probably like I don't know if you could skip the cheese, but I would use a plant-based cheese. But here I'm using cheddar because my family loves cheddar. You can also use Gruyere, and it's shredded. So I'm gonna put this in the middle, leave a little bit, about an inch on the outside, because we wanna fold it up and make it look really pretty. So I'm gonna kind of put this here, and so when it cooks, it's gonna melt. Now I used a hack, and I bought already shredded organic cheddar cheese. You can shred your own if you want, but sometimes you gotta just use what makes things doable. So I bought already shredded cheese. I'm gonna put about a cup on the bottom, right? So it's gonna be nice and cheesy on the bottom, and I'm gonna save some of that to sprinkle on top afterwards. I will post this recipe for you if you wanna do it later. It's so easy. So, and then what I'm gonna do is, I already sauteed the onions and the Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna show you how delicious these onions look. Can you see? Nice and brown and caramelized. And the Brussels sprouts, so these are ready for us because they don't wanna take up too much of your time. And I sauteed them in avocado oil because I like to use it as a neutral oil. There's no real flavor. I can kind of heat it and I don't have to worry about the smoke point. And it's better for you than like a canola oil or a seed oil. And I don't really like to cook at high heat with olive oil. I like to use that after as a drizzle. So I used avocado oil when cooking this. So first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these caramelized onions. They're nice and soft. I also cooked some garlic into here. What is amazing about this is that onions are super nutritious food. So they are, high in vitamin C, they have B vitamins, they have potassium. They also have quercetin, and quercetin is really powerful for immunity. It's great for your skin. So they have all of these nutrients. And they also, fight cancer. They're anti-inflammatory. But some people don't really like to eat them because, they give you bad breath. But when you're using onions, and you cook them down, these are sweet onions. They don't really smell as much, but they still taste great. And they're giving you all those health benefits. They're also an allium, right? So that's like the class of plant that they are. And they are known to be, anti-cancer. So they fight cancers, which is really amazing. So that's gonna be anything from scallions, onions, garlic. These are all in that allium family. So I love that I added them here because not only are they sweet, but they're also really good for you, right? So that's one piece. So I put the onions on top of the cheese, and then I'm gonna take the Brussels sprouts. Now, we all know how much I love Brussels sprouts and cruciferous vegetables, right? So I'm gonna layer these on top of the onions. So Brussels sprouts are really high in vitamin C, right? Everyone's getting sick right now. So they're over 48% of your vitamin C daily amount. So amazing, right? They're really high in fiber, so they help with digestion. They're high in vitamin K and folate, and they're also loaded with antioxidants. They're anti-inflammatory, so they're really good for everything. Cruciferous vegetables are like my top tier veggies that I kind of try to get my clients to eat regularly, which can, includes cauliflower, broccoli, bok choy, kale. And I really try to get clients to eat these often because they're so good for you. So if I can put this into a holiday dish or into a pie, like right here, we just we're fighting inflammation, we're improving digestion, we're, doing health benefits for our skin, we're boosting immunity, all of these great things, but in like a holiday friendly dish. So I kind of love that with cheese. So everybody's happy, and a delicious pie crust. So then after I've layered these vegetables, right, nice and dense, and I have this rim around, I'm gonna sprinkle more cheese. So I'm probably going lighter on the cheese than most people would go, because cheese is what I like to call, it's a slippery food. It kind of finds its way into everything. So cheese is nutrient dense, it's got calcium, it has some protein, but it also has saturated fat and a lot of sodium. So it adds tons of flavor, but we don't want to really rely on it too much, especially during the holiday season when we're eating other decadent foods. So I'd like to put it there for some pop and flavor, but I don't want to overdo it. If you're looking for a little bit less of a rich cheese, you can probably do some Parmesan. You could do Gruyere, but again, I'm doing the sharp cheddar here. So I have this layered. We have cheese, onions, Brussels sprouts, a little bit more cheese, and now we're gonna fold up the pie dough. Just wanna let you know, this is like my first time really trying to make it look pretty, so kind of stick with me, but I just folded over enough. And then, I don't know if you can see this, but I folded over enough, and then I'm pleating it. What's amazing about this pie dough is I don't have to put an egg wash on it. I don't have to, add butter to it. I'm just leaving it as is. And again, this is organic and it's vegan. So whoever comes to your party or your dinner or who lives in your house, everybody can eat this. And again, if you wanted to make this vegan, simply omit the cheese and put a plant-based cheese in there, or maybe a tofu, something of that nature. So I'm folding this up, and oh my gosh, I think it looks so pretty. I'm gonna lift it up so you can all see it. So here is what it looks like. So we've got whole grains, we have vegetables, we've got fiber, we have healthy fats from the avocado oil. The only seasonings I added here was sea salt and some black pepper, and I used the same pan. So since I'm not cooking this for you, I'm just explaining a little bit more. I used the same pan, so what I did was I cooked the onions first, put them into a dish, and then I cooked the Brussels sprouts. So someone just asked if I made the dough. So in case you're just joining us, I didn't make the dough. This is by Wholesome. It is their new organic pie dough, pastry dough that lives in the freezer section. You can get it on their website, their Shopify account. I'm gonna link to that after we're done here. Super easy, organic, vegan. Really, I can't even tell you how easy this was. You guys saw me just do this in literally no time at all. So I did not make the pie dough, but I might pretend that I did if somebody really likes my dish. So I am gonna put this into the oven at 400 for about 30 minutes. And before I do that, because I'm on my own cooking show, I already made one so we could all see it. If I can tell you what this smells like right now, it is delicious. My house smells amazing. I'm gonna put this one in, and I'm gonna show everybody how delicious this looks. What I love again about this is that now that I've made this for us all to enjoy, I now have this in my house, so I'm gonna have this to serve for like a holiday party, but also I'm gonna keep this for dinner or breakfast. And a few ways that I would kind of eat this is I would probably put an egg on this. Here, do you want to see how beautiful this is? Do you see how nice and caramelized that is? I also would probably drizzle some like Mike's Hot Honey on here on top. That'd probably be amazing. Again, breakfast, lunch with a side salad, dinner as a side dish. Such a healthy option, a good alternative for, a creamy casserole or something like that, but we're bringing lots of nutrition to it. So I just want to show you how beautiful this looks. Look at this. You see how crispy that pie dough is? It looks amazing. So this is what I have made for us today. Again, I'm not much of a sweet pie maker just because, because of the career and my job, I'm always trying to get vegetables in there, but you can definitely make, a sweet potato pie, an apple pie. If it was summer, I might make a blueberry pie because you can make a blueberry pie with simple ingredients and some lemon, and it really cooks up nice. This you could use for a quiche. You can use it really for pretty much anything that you want to do. And an apple pie. But I'm gonna go savory. So I would probably do a quiche with some kale, onions, mushrooms, maybe some grape tomatoes. Maybe skip the cheese in that one because I'm gonna use the egg yolks. I do love good a good eggy quiche. But I do think the next time I make it, because I'm gonna keep these two in my freezer, this offer, which they're offering just for, if you're just joining us now, the offer is 40% off. The code is WWLAUNCH, SOC40. And it's good till March. So, I mean, that's huge. You can get this whenever you want. But I'm gonna keep this in my freezer. You all know how much I love the freezer. It makes everything super easy. You can make something at your fingertips, like a full dinner if you've got your freezer stocked. So I have these in my freezer so I can make this at any time. So if it's, the depths of winter and I wanna make a sweet potato pie, amazing. If it's fall and I'm feeling motivated by all the fresh, pears and apples, and I can do that. Berry pie, tarts, so many other options. And I really feel good about serving it. So if I'm gonna serve this to my family or my friends, I love that it is organic, I love that it's vegan, I love that it's nutrient dense, and I really do love that I've gotten all these delicious vegetables into this little crispy, all-in-one, yum, right? Nice and caramelized. So this is naturally sweet, and again, what I would probably do is I would probably sprinkle or squeeze a little bit of Mike's Hot Honey on here. Maybe you could do a little dollop of Greek yogurt. So good. And if you're gonna do it for lunch, my recommendations are to always have some more veggies to add volume. Since this is giving you nutrient density, you can have a side salad with it. You can have a cup of vegetable soup with it. It's so versatile. You can even use this as your veggie side dish and have a protein because there's so many vegetables involved here. So again, we used Brussels sprouts, we used onions, we used minimal seasoning, we used one pot, we used already made organic vegan ingredients that are in your pantry, pie dough, and this really came together, even though I did the prep without you. This came together for me in less than an hour, but hands-on probably max 30 minutes. So anyway, I hope you have healthy holidays. Add vegetables to your table so you can have a healthier holiday. When we include things like Brussels sprouts and onions or any leafy greens, fresh fruits, we're boosting our immunity, which we all need this season. And we're also introducing our guests and our family to ingredients and, different ways to use and, something that you would maybe make sweet, but we're making it savory. So happy holidays, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I know everybody's so busy. I hope that you make something with this amazing Holy Wholesome pie crust. And I'm going to post the recipe that I made today in stories later. I'm always happy to answer any DMs or questions that we didn't get to today. And thanks again for joining me.